Hello everybody and welcome back to Sandy Bay. Today what we're going to be doing is sorting out the animals so everything is okay for when it gets transferred over to the multiplayer server, which is going to be fairly soon. I think this is, because this is the penultimate episode of the single player series, I think that's all we're going to do today, and then in the final episode, which will be episode 29, if I'm not mistaken, it will be, I think, forestry. I'm not too sure, but forestry seems to be a good thing to do over in the Enchanted Forest. I don't know if it's going to be chipping or if it's just going to be logging, I'm not too sure. But no, it could be a good thing to do. I don't like doing logging too much in multiplayer because obviously it can be abused. Everybody gets given a chainsaw and, well, it would just go really badly wrong. So yeah, we're just going to do it in single player. It would be much easier and probably more enjoyable to see anyway, instead of logs being cut down left, right and centre. So yes, we're in the Liebherr telehandler today. Let's head over to, first of all, I think it's going to be the sheep that we work on. But of course it just depends what's easiest to start off with. Not too sure. Let's head up there. I'll see you in a second. So yeah, it's a bit of a grim day today, which is unfortunate. Doesn't make for the best of recordings. I suppose I could skip the time, but it's not really worth doing it. Another thing which we may do in tomorrow's episode, unless we have time today, which I doubt, is to get the milk collected into the tanker. Otherwise it will sell at midnight. Now, yeah, what we need to do is, the pigs are going to need a pallet of pig food basically, so we'll go and get that later. But the sheep need to have their water and of course some form of grass or hay. Just, you know, one of those two. Whether it's grass or hay, it doesn't really matter. I'm hoping that we've actually got some hay bales somewhere. Do we have any hay bales? Not too sure. Really not too sure. One thing's for sure, we definitely have some straw bales, so there's no issues there. They're in the shed just behind us, so we'll go and get some of those picked up, and they're going to be used for bedding for the cows and also for the pigs, I think. The sheep don't require it. And this is a pallet fork. I don't think we have a bale spike for it. Let me just see. I mean, we don't really have to get a bale spike. It's not really worth it. Although it probably would be more realistic. So it should just be a case of basically dumping maybe 2 or 3 bales into their area. The correct area for this. Wow, they jumped up nicely. Okay, so the pigs first of all. I did say the sheep first, but yeah, clearly this is the best place to start. I'm hoping if we just lower it down here, it'll accept it. I'm not quite sure where the trigger is. Okay, so it doesn't seem to work on this map. It didn't work on Chellington either, so I'm guessing Oxygen Dave just hasn't enabled them into the map, unless I'm just missing the trigger there, but I don't think I am. So instead we're going to have to get a bale shredder. Now there's definitely no harm in buying a bale shredder because obviously it's going to be used in multiplayer. We definitely don't own one, just making sure. That would have not gone down too well. We are going to teleport, remember, if we're doing Sandy Bay, we are teleporting. We're also not doing the sort of early hours of the morning till the early hours of the evening sort of schedule. We're starting that in Drummard Farm. Now, which machine shall we take? Probably the JCB. So if we just drop this off the back, I don't think we need the trailer. We'll head down there, we'll bring it back up, and then at least we can give the pigs and also the cows some bedding. Now it's not really essential, it's really just for their comfort, cleanliness, and also so we can produce manure as well. The most important thing is water and food. So once we've done this, we'll do the water for all 3 animal types. And then, yeah, we may have to wait to do the food as we are lacking many of the ingredients. But that is fine, because I know that as soon as this gets transferred over to multiplayer, we will have pretty much everything straight away. I think we may do a bit of grass today. We might do a bit of grass work, just so we've got something for the sheep. Otherwise, yeah, everything else is fine. Okay, we're all hitched on, let's go. I'm pretty sure the capacity of this is 2 bales. It did say that in the store. So we'll load up these two which we've got on the telehandler currently, unless they've fallen off, they weren't exactly well stacked. And then we'll shred them into the pig pen, if that's a technical term for it. I don't know if that'll be everything. They're not going to require too much. We don't have that many animals on Sandy Bay. But everything we have here will be transferred over to the next map, which is going to be American Outback, which I'm really looking forward to. And the timing is going to be perfect. It's going to coincide really well with the Big Bud DLC, which is, I think it's the 9th of May. So yeah, it's going to be perfect. So head round here. Load them in. It may be one at a time. If they both go in together, they'll most likely fall out. Oh, look at this. What a mess. Great bit of stacking. Still, it has to be done some way, even if it means doing it as badly as this. Okay, so it looks like because they are both level, they're going to have to try and go in together, which isn't ideal. Yep, that's not really worked. Okay, that's got it. Good. All the weight is at the back, but at least they're going to be shredded from the back, I think. Well, actually, no, isn't the shredding thing from the side? I'm not too sure. Okay, so I was just trying to get the trigger on the other side, but I don't think it's there, and my guess is it's just here. Yeah, it is. Just have to put the PTO on first. Yeah, it's right over the other side there, trying to figure out why it wasn't working. Then it suddenly struck me that there could be another trigger somewhere the other side, and there is. Anyway, it didn't take them all. It's taken most of it, leaving 21%. And has it taken the bale underneath? Hopefully it has done, although it doesn't seem to have done. That's weird. Anyway, the rest is going to the cows, which is not too far from here. It's a shame the bottom bale didn't disappear, because then we could have just loaded another one in on top. But yeah, just the way it's worked, we'll have to come back for some more. Now, where could the trigger be for the straw at the cows? There is a trigger box there, although that wouldn't really make too much sense. We might have to actually go through this gate if we can do. It does open, so it's a bit of trial and error, but I would say that we have to come in here. Let's just find out. I'll drive through, hope for the best. This machine really could do with a clean. It has been neglected quite a bit. See if an icon appears. Doesn't seem to be. This time I'll go through this door and see if it's going to work in here. That would probably make more sense anyway, because then at least it's throwing it into the cow's pen. This is definitely their cleaning out area, but no, it doesn't seem to be the place where the straw goes. I'll drive through and we'll turn around and see if it works the other way. Ah, we're in luck. It does work the other way, so it's obviously facing the incorrect direction. And there goes one of the bales. Oh, it's now just registered the other bale. That's good. I thought it was combining the two, but clearly not. Fantastic. So we now have just consumed both the bales we've got. Obviously the cows require much more than what the pigs do. The sheep don't need any, like I say, so that's all very easy. I shut up this back gate here, but we do need to come back with the telehandler and clear up this mess here. They have spilt quite a bit of their food. And this gate here can be closed too. Right. Let's go and refill. So this time I'm going to park over here. Roughly the same position, as long as we've got enough space to actually put a bale into here. Put it there. And yes, once we've picked it up, we'll then drop it into here. We'll then swap over the attachment on the telehandler from the fork to the bucket. It's going to be the best thing to do. I don't know how much more straw they're going to require. Of course we can check this. Let me just see. Yeah, one more bale. It won't use the entire bale. It's a shame I've put this stuff here because it's really blocking the way. Let me just... I'll try and get in as straight as I can do. There we go. That will do. Okay, so it's not the easiest thing to get into. I probably should have extended the boom a bit more. But let's just go and drop off the forks, swap it over to the bucket, and go back to the cows. In fact, I think we'll be finishing the cows off except for the water. That'll be the last thing they require. Right, okay, so it's going to attach to the water tanker. Hopefully it's going to fit. It does, fantastic. So we can use this for multiple uses. Obviously we're going to use the bucket to pick up their floor food, which tends to end up on the floor, hence the name floor food, and also for the water, which we actually have, I think it was about 66% off, so that's not too bad. We will have to refill it though. Right, back into the JCB fast track, spin around, and we'll add it to the follow me course. Yeah, so I'm not too sure what the situation is with the amount of wool these sheep have currently got. I'm hoping they've got a fair amount, but I wouldn't really be surprised if there isn't a great deal. They have been neglected, and that is the only word for it. They have been without food for some time, probably a few days, which is really not good. Okay, yes, the bale shredder needs to go in there first, get things sorted out. Right, so reversing is obviously going to avoid the issue of having the machine facing the wrong direction. Saves time to open the other gate as well. But I'm not expecting it to take much of this bale. They already have a fair amount. Unless, of course, there isn't actually a set limit. Oh, there is. Good. Okay, so that's that done. That is the bale shredder completely finished with for today. So that will have to be taken off and put somewhere else. But before we leave, water and just a general tidy up is in order. We must keep them clean. The water trough is probably in this field over here. Here's our new road. Looking very stylish. Yeah, that's the feed trough, and this is the water trough just over here. Must choose the correct side to unload. That's good enough. That's filling it up nicely. I would be amazed if we have to fill up this too much more. Yeah, there we go. Because we don't have many cows at all. In fact, we could just count them, but I would just check on the list and see. 13. It's not many cows at all. Considering I think on another map we've probably got about 30 to 40. But no doubt if you're playing Farming Simulator 2, you've probably had maybe 500. And to be honest, I wouldn't want to have 500. Keeping on top of them is pretty hard. Got to keep giving them water and feed, cleaning them out. Of course, you may well have the mod which stops you from having to clean them out, which is probably quite useful. So what we've got here is going to go into their trough out in the field. It's not going to be a great deal. What is it? 341 litres. Very impressive. But at least they'll actually have something to eat. So far they have nothing. Yes, you eat that. Enjoy. It's like rations. Okay, so they are done. Let's go and work on the sheep. Water first of all. Yeah, where is the water fill point? I've done it before. I've forgotten where it is. It can't be too far away. Is it this tank here? It may well be. Oh, that's diesel. That's diesel. Well, we'll refuel with diesel anyway. And we'll then go to the water fill point, wherever it may be. Ah, this is it. I know that blue tank anywhere. That's definitely for our water. Surprisingly, that is close enough. Right, so as we're at the yard with the pigs in, we should give the pigs some water first. They're dead easy. And we'll finish off with the sheep. So yeah, although they're not going to have the food which they require, like I say, I'm sure this will get sorted out very soon by everybody else. I hope everybody enjoys playing on the same save game as me when I swap it over to multiplayer. But yeah, I don't know how long it will be on there for, like I say, and it might be the final map of multiplayer, not too sure. Right, let me just unload. There we go. So that suffices them pretty well. Over to the sheep. Oh wait, they've made a mess too. All of the animals have a cleanliness rating of 0%. Not very impressive, although I have seen worse than this. This is quite clean compared to some of the farms I've been on in Farming Simulator. I think the pile of waste which they produce must vary on each map. Must do. Get the last piece of corn. And this pig here can eat it. Sorted. So yes, the only animal which we are going to do the feed for is the sheep. Mainly because of how simple they are. We don't have to do any sort of power food or anything like that. Very simple. So yeah, oh look at the pallet of wool there. Not the most impressive pallet ever. Not like on Drummond Farm. Wow, we have produced a lot there. Is this trough filling up nicely? Yep, they have spilled a lot of food over there, so we'll get that mopped up. And yeah, a mower, front mower with a rear forage wagon should do the job perfectly. They don't need much, they really don't. It'll take literally seconds to get enough grass for them, at least to suffice for 6 days. That's what it tends to be. Perfect. And yeah, if we can get around to it, we'll just give the pigs 1 pallet of feed. It'll be next to nothing, so it still needs a lot of work. But at least they'll have something, so they're not just going to be there dying. That would not be good at all. Actually, maybe we can get some grass off this field, because it's a pretty big field, and it goes right over to the far side there. I've never seen sheep over there, so we might as well just cut some of the grass, collect it up and give it to them here. Much easier. Do we have a forage wagon, loading wagon, whatever you like to call it? I'm not convinced that we do, but whenever I say that, I tend to be wrong. So we probably do somewhere. Now, tanker can go in this bay. Get it parked in the back. There we go. Drop it off. And then once again we'll swap over the pallet forks just so we can get the pig food pallet. But that'll be later on. And there is the pallet fork again. A lot of swapping about going on. Look at all these tyre marks. We really are churning the place up. Not quite sure why it is so muddy, but it just is. I'm guessing there is a lot of mud left in the yard, maybe from ploughs and stuff coming back from the fields. Yes, so let me just make sure that we are okay for a loading wagon. Just here. I thought we did have one, but it could have been rented. Okay, it was. Interesting. We'll buy this one, and I think and I hope it'll fit to this, because it'd be good if we could just go down there with one machine, pick that up, bring it back, and of course then pick up a pallet of pig food too. That would certainly save some time. Otherwise we'll have to come back again for another tractor to be able to pick it up with. Also, actually, do we have a front mower? You would have thought we would have, but I'm not convinced. Here we are in the store. Luckily the Pottinger does fit to the telehandler, which is fantastic news. Let's buy this big bag for £1,400, fairly expensive, and pick it up with the forks. That is the first time I've noticed that action. You can actually control the hydraulics on the Pottinger with my joystick. That is weird. First time, you can actually see the hydraulic ram there though. You can see it there. Unless it's pneumatics or something, not too sure. It's amazing what you discover every day. It's amazing how much nicer the JCB looks when it's clean. Some may disagree with me, but I think it does look much better clean. Yes, anyway, I've just bought a front mower, which we're about to pick up. So there we go. We've got the pig food, we've got the loading wagon on the back, and then following us we've got the front mower on the JCB. Of course the JCB will be taking this Pottinger and doing just a very quick job with it. Now you may be thinking, why are you buying all this stuff just before the end of the series? Isn't that a bit of a waste of money? Well, no, it's not, because what we'll do is we'll just transfer over to multiplayer as well, and we'll just, of course, claim that money back again for the next map. It'll all work out, but I'm just sort of thinking that a standard rate anyway for the next map is about £2 million. That's what it's going to be, so we don't really have to sell everything individually, just much easier to do it this way. So we'll just get the JCB to park in the yard in the entranceway here, then we can stop the course. That'll do, at least it's off the road. I'll just go ahead and just give this to the pigs. I'm sure they'll be very pleased. Some new food for them. It's going to split it evenly so they get about 2,000 litres of each thing. They don't need potatoes though, they have loads of potatoes. You are joking. What a mess. They've made a bigger mess than before. These pigs. All the food you see there, as far as I'm aware, is sugar beets and potatoes. Right, that's done. I'm surprised it didn't animate the emptying there. That's strange. Okay, drop that off. We don't need the telehandler again, so we'll park it up in the shed. And then we'll finish off with a tiny bit of mowing, and I really do mean a tiny bit. It's going to take literally maybe 2 minutes. So I mustn't forget to attach the PTO shaft on the front mower. It's currently detached, and also PTO shaft on the Pottinger loading wagon. I feel to have been driving around this yard quite a bit today. It's always nice to do a bit of animal work. It's something which I do tend to forget. So the animals just get totally neglected, which is no good. Now I thought there was a cut through, there is. We can go through here. It's the first time I've been through here, mainly because our machinery has been too big to actually fit through. But this isn't. Oh, I've never collected the eggs. I'll have to do that. Either in the next video or multiplayer. It's a bit of a blind turning. Lucky there's no traffic on at the moment. Anyway, this is our turning for the sheep. Let's finish things off. So yeah, basically, this area here is for them to roam on. They don't really want this cutting. But yeah, I don't think they ever venture up to the top end. There's quite a few undulations in this field. Yeah, I don't think they're up here. So we'll just take a tiny bit. It's really not going to be a great deal. This tractor probably is destroying it. It is, yeah. So, PTO shaft. Likewise, I will start that up. Same with that. And hopefully this goes to plan. We'll turn the beacon off. Yep, that is filling it up fairly quickly. The good thing is, because the mower is on the front, the tyres aren't getting in there first, so it isn't destroying any of it. So it's just getting what we deserve. It's not been fertilised, so it's minimal. It's not a great deal. I'll fill this up completely, so we'll get 100%, but they're not going to need anything like that. If they do, I'll be amazed. I'll stay in this section though. We won't go down to the sheep. That would be a big mistake. Now you see it is filling up quite quickly. Almost at 20%. Yes, I did make sure that I adjusted the pickup there. I was messing around with the hydraulics earlier, and it was a bit off the ground, so I just lowered it again. It was picking it up fine, but technically I don't think it should have been. It wasn't really animating it to be. But that is now all good. 50% full. Let's see if we can finish this section. 85% full. We're almost there. And it's looking like it's actually going to be perfect. We're going to finish off everything here, and we'll basically hit 100%. May even be a bit short. But, yep, it doesn't matter anyway, because it's just going to be left for anybody in multiplayer to use. So, yeah, 95%, and then there is this bit here, which will probably add about 2% maximum. So, yeah, my guess is about 97%. And there we go. It is indeed. Let's get it unloaded. So actually, the sheep will be the only animals which have everything they require. At least enough of what they require. Try and get it into their trough. You can unload it just here, but it just doesn't look too good. Wow, that was fast. So they took barely anything. But yeah, if you look at this, let me just speed up time for a second. Yep, there goes that, spawning again. Yeah, 100%. So the sheep are perfect. The pigs are okay, I guess, and the cows are probably the worst. But really, that has gone to plan. That's okay. I'm quite happy with it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and until next time, I hope to see you again very soon for more Farming Simulator 17. Bye for now.